to stab this one. Because here, at least, we have happy little faces. Are you ready, little face?
So, I got a little bit of a sore throat this morning. Anyway, I was just going to bed last night, or let me rephrase that. I was just falling to sleep last night at 11:30. I was lying in bed, and I don't know if this happens to other people, but when we have a big windstorm, because of the shape of my house, there are places that catch the wind and pull it in, and it causes the house to, I wouldn't say settle, but sort of move. So you hear a little creaking, like the roof, and if there's a window open, then the air pressure blowing in will cause the windows to creak a little bit, or just this sort of feeling like the house is ballooning. Obviously it's not ballooning, but there's just this sort of air pressure feel. And at 11:30 I was just on the verge of sleep, and suddenly there was a noise like the wind, a big howling, not howling, but a big wind blowing into the house, and the house did that whole swell feel, and then there was a thump, which I physically felt, and apparently other things physically felt it too, because like my shower head tends to retain water, and if you thump it, then a bunch of water rains down, and that happened at the same moment. We've got an ensuite bathroom in our bedroom, and I could hear the shower just suddenly start dribbling water like somebody was in there and thumped it. So it turns out there was a 4.1 magnitude earthquake, which is very rare for Arizona, last night somewhere up north near Black Canyon City. And there had been one earlier, 3.2, again, very rare, at about 9 o'clock, which I didn't feel. And there was another one a little closer to midnight, which was 2.75. So very, very, very rare that we have earthquakes in Arizona. 4.1 is quite big for us, and I actually felt it, which, considering the number of times I've been in Taiwan and I've experienced earthquakes and did not feel them at all, I slept through one. One of them I sort of felt, but thought it was a truck passing the hotel. One of them I was driving on the city streets. It was quite a big one. It caused damage, but I didn't feel it because I was driving. Shall I do an unboxing video? Woohoo! Look at that. I wonder what it could be. Ooh, it's a black box. Black box. The new Apple remote. Do not break this. It apparently shatters if you drop it. And the new massively fat Apple TV. Apple logo on the bottom too. Let's get started. Charging cable. And there's something in here. Power cord. I think I can use the power cord from my old one. So, let's get it hooked up. We're ready to go. Well, it's late and I'm not going to give a full review. I haven't had a chance to play with the Apple TV Generation 4 long enough to give a good review. But some initial thoughts. I'm incredibly disappointed in Apple in not getting the remote app for iOS devices working with the new Apple TV. Keying in a password, particularly if you have strong passwords, is a nightmare on the new Apple TV. If you have to go in and do your Netflix password or whatever it happens to be, you swiping around a big, long, poorly laid out on-screen keyboard, it really sucks. That was one of the best things ever. Whenever you had to do that, you just grabbed your phone and opened up remote app, and of course keyboard pops up, and then you can type, and that was a great thing, and they totally need to get that fixed now. On the flip side, the setup to try to bypass that a little bit was cool. I can't compliment that enough. You turn on the Apple TV, and I think you have to click a couple of things like I'm in the United States or whatever, and then it says do you have a phone, stick it near the Apple TV with Bluetooth turned on, and they see each other, and they pair, and they copy all your network settings, and they configure your Apple TV, and they sort of configure your iTunes account, and they sort of configure your iCloud account. They get all the account stuff in. I think I still had to put the passwords in for those, but it got all my wireless and everything done and up and running and set immediately. That was a stroke of genius on their part. It's a shame that they didn't carry it a little further. I'm not sure how they would, but I would think in the future maybe Hulu and Netflix and all those services could do the same thing with their app, perhaps, and set up your configuration. Anyway, that's my main complaint, is the remote, the remote app, and I've tried a couple games on it and I suck at them, but that's not a surprise. I'm a 50-year-old man. I'm supposed to suck at video games. I think James has taken to him like a duck crossing the road. In fact, he might actually be playing Crossy Road, which is about a duck crossing anyway. That's my initial thought. We'll see how it goes throughout the week.